But here it is. Do not take this cat home. I'm guessing that we don't want to take the cat home. So when given the option to decide whether or not I'm taking the cat home, I'm going to go ahead and say no. You're not having a great day, as usual. It's rain and... Ah, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turn to head home when... It's a meow. Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Okay. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Am I the only one who hears this, kitty cat? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. It's two meows, like at the exact same time. That was wild. This cat's talented. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Look at him. Cutie. Huh. I guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Ah! So cute! And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or the other about cats before. That's actually kind of true. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. Well, it depends on what culture you live in, I guess, because cats have had a big impact on a lot of different people throughout time. So, there's that. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord? Okay, I wouldn't go that far. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves a cat in cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Do not take the cat home. There we go. Game finished. With a sigh, you take a decisive step back. As cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to be taking in a pet on a whim. Rent's coming up soon, and your job doesn't exactly leave you rolling in dough. You give the cat a sad nod. Sorry. Good luck out here, okay? You turn around and leave the cat in the alley behind. Rain's picking up. The end. Time to head home. Ending. Not a fool. I'm not a fool. Look at that. Well, I beat it. That's satisfactory, right? I played the whole game, right? I don't have to take the cat, do I? Okay, maybe I should do it again and take the cat home. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay, we're just gonna skip all of this until we get to the decision, and then we'll take it home. Okay, take cat home. Like it's the name of the game. Do not take this cat home. Okay, fine. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? You're all alone, and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. Oh, it's purring, my goodness. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow, but for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? Yeah, a day. I'm sure I'll only have this cat for a day. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food and then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. One bedroom, one bathroom, and one you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on the top. Look at that can, that's adorable. You put some cat food in a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Huh, not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard earned cash on it. It is just a cat, after all. I'll just leave this here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you to the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. I do love me a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Please tell me you add a tomato and this will be a perfect sandwich. Tomato sliced. Oh my goodness, it just got worse. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just a. Ah! You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly, but enthusiastically, at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked by that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. That was a lot of blood for a small cut, jeez. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do, right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's raining outside, not after all your efforts. You're going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway, so what's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning the kitchen, while you're trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at this strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what it'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Ah! 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 Oh, come on! Enough already! You shove it away, a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea how to calm it down? You can only hope. You don't have any other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your landline and. It's dark. Ah! The lights just went out? Great. Just great. The rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find it's out of battery. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. Oh, okay. I'm gonna pop a quick save here. Quick save. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. It keeps saying like hell and kill 666. That's probably a good sign. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up and going completely haywire. I think one of them says help. I thought it said kelp. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking, it's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. I'm afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all, but as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it, its pupils are large, round, inky. The flashlight flickers. Fuck. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctuated with a rapid pumping of blood in your heart, is overwritten as your ears slowly pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. Could be battery powered as well. Because I used to have a clock like that you plugged into the wall, but it had backup battery, so if your power went out, it would still work. You back away from the clock, and you feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce. But waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever's watching you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Let's play. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action, but you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste and you fall to the ground. Squish. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pooling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, and what in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt, as your brain finally identifies the metallic object that you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife. It's still tinted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. Oop! Gosh, I'm gonna die. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you'd left it. But didn't I clean up the kitchen earlier, so shouldn't it at least be in the knife rack, or I would expect it to have been in the knife rack, even if the cat did take it out and stab me with it? Plot holes, everybody. Every game's got them, I guess. When when you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife. It spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward. Excuse me. Excuse me. As the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife, as if skipping in delight. It bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness of your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at the kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Huh? Blood? Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. I shouldn't have taken this cat home, guys. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you, everything, except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Well, let's do a quick save and keep running. Did I died? Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0, it begins. Okay. Where's my quick loads? Okay, well, I guess I'll look behind me this time. Who was the question mark person? What are they interested in? Question marks? Huh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Wait. Did I choose look behind me last time? Or did I choose keep running? That's a lot of endings for the game ending right there. Both options do the same thing. I'm really confused. Is the game borked? What if I hit continue? You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while you felt like going out. Oh, if I hit continue, it begins. Oh. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do, maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. What is that? Is that a cat's meow I hear? Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. More meowing. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Look at that. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Ah! So... You look so... familiar, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look, after all. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there, patiently, waiting for you to do something. Well, let's quick save, and not take the cat home. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. You are. With rent and bills to pay for, not to mention you need to buy food to survive, too, there's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You can barely afford this little outing on your day off. What to do? Oh, okay. What should I do? You know what? Leave cat. I'm not taking this fucker home. He tried to kill me once already. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hope up of having someone to look after it if you're not willing to commit. What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you back down to your home? You'd never get away. Oh, did you guys see that? Said you'd never get away from it. Sorry. See you around, I guess. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out of the alley when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. I thought for a second the cat was going to start meowing in time with the music. Quick save. Ignore. No, nope. You need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. It's what's best for the both of you. You leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you'd forgotten that you still hadn't decided what you're going to do for your day off. Oh, dog park, fucking duh. Go to the dog park. You decide to take a stroll in a park or something. The only one within walking distance is the nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First, you get to see a cute cat today. Now you get to see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The park is bustling with owners and their canine companions, playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, even napping. Such cuties, whatever. Like you'd want anything to do with these mangy mutts. Okay, I do love dogs, though. What? What's wrong? You didn't think that? You decide to move on. I feel like the narrator is doing a little something that isn't me. The dogs are all so adorable. You want to pet every single one you come across. But you know not all owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll down the path, trying to exude welcoming aura that will beckon one of these cute doggies to you. You don't have to wait long. The bark of a happy puppy. Oh, look at him! You little pet. He's such a cutie. He's such a cutie. Your little nose. I'm gonna give you kisses all over that little nose. Sorry. The music is getting so loud. You stop as the smallest, cutest puppy you've ever seen scampers up to you, blocking your path. Oh my god! I'm gonna turn down the music real quick. God, I just wanted to pet him. I guess I'll pick him up. You pick up the puppy and... Hold on. Ugh. You just barely manage to rein in the reflex to throw the puppy as far away from you as possible. Ooh. With shaking hands, you quickly place the puppy on the grass and take several jerky steps back. The owner seems confused by the reaction to their puppy, but you just wave at them in a daze before hastily stumbling away. Huh. You're not feeling so great about the park at the moment. Maybe you should leave? I want to pet the puppies. You stay at the park. You try to calm down by watching all the dogs from afar as you walk along the path. But every so often, one will run up to you, and when they do, they look wrong. Their owners don't seem to notice. You find a bench and sit down for a quick break, closing your eyes. Maybe this wasn't the best idea after all. Maybe... You should have stayed with me instead. Huh? You're broken out of your thoughts when something lands gently on your lap. You look down and see a frisbee on your thighs. Hey, sorry about that. Can you throw it back? You look up and see an owner waving at you in the distance. But more importantly... Doggy doggo. It looks like a cute little German Shepherd. He is. What a cute little boy. You pet on your ears and on your nose. You're gonna give me kisses. You're such a cutie booty. Okay, sorry. A series of excited barks jerks your gaze forward, and you see a large dog sprinting towards you. Okay, he's still cute. It's horrifying, but it's still adorable. A series of excited barks jerk your gaze forward, and you see a large dog sprinting towards you. Hey, hurry and throw it back. Throw. You throw the frisbee, and the dog runs in the opposite direction. Have fun, T. Enjoy. Jumping and catching it right out of the air. Impressive. The dog and the owner walk up to you. Hey, thanks for that. You can pet him if you want. I do want. The dog looks up at you, eager for its reward of pets and pats for catching the frisbee. Should I? Pet dog. I found it. There was a pet dog option. Really? Are you sure? I'm warning you. Do not touch that mutt. I'm going to pet the hell out of this dog game, okay? Or you will regret it. Pet that dog! You reach out your hand. Oh, he's going to bite me, isn't he? And you pet the dog. The dog seems pleased. You don't feel well. Suddenly, the sky begins to darken rapidly. You look up along with all the pet owners to see that the sun has been eclipsed by the moon in the blink of an eye. Wow, so everyone goes blind all of a sudden staring at an eclipse? That's crazy. You vaguely remember that you should never look directly at an eclipse, but for some reason, you don't look away. Oh, that sounds horrifying. A loud piercing yowl fills the air, shaking the ground beneath you. You instinctively move to lift your hands in order to shield your ears, but... Uh-oh. Oh. The hand that had been cautiously pressed upon the dog's head comes away with some resistance. Resistance, like sticky slime almost cementing your hand to the dog's head. Ah! The slime stretches with your movement. The dog's head stretches with it too, as the canine begins to just melt. It melts and melts. Until it becomes a pile of goo at your feet. You dazedly look around for the dog's owner, only to find an empty pile of familiar clothes where they once stood. You see similar piles of clothes next to the piles of goo scattered all across the park's open field. All the dogs, all of their owners. The melted goo of the dog in front of you then starts to move and shudder. Ugh. It slithers across the grass toward the field in the center of the park, all other piles of goo following after it. Oh, looks like he's gonna give me a lot of hugs. They mix and meld together into a single entity that shifts and undulates and bulges and grows. You watch in a dazed horror as it then fills out and shapes itself into the fucking cat, right? Oh, it's a big old doggy. Oh, can I give him pets? Into a behemoth of a dog, snarling and frothing at the mouth, red eyes frantic and searching, before the rumbling growl it emits is so low and deep you can feel the sound of it crash into you. Do I have an option to not leave the park? No. You had your chance. Better start running. Okay, well, I wanted to stay and pet the puppy anyway. You try to run, but you're not fast enough. The behemoth barely takes a few leaps before it's already towering over you. Why does it have him scratching me? Wouldn't the dog be biting me? Dogs don't really scratch to attack. It tears you apart until there's nothing left. Ending 21. Dog person. Well, that was an interesting game. I'm sure there's a lot of other endings. It looks like there's a bunch of them, but I don't think we're going to try to go through all of them today. Look at that. Whew, there's a lot of endings. Maybe this game will make an appearance in future streams. Who knows? Maybe we'll try to get some more endings. But I think maybe we should move on towards the next game now. That was very interesting though. Very timey-wimey and turvy-wurvy and twitchy-witchy. Strange. I'll keep this one in mind. Maybe my next Itch.io stream will go for another couple endings with it.